So Tom Cruise, you remember what I said with the Mummy, that the Mummy could have been called Tom Cruise because it was this one could be called the other Tom Cruise. You know the Tom Cruise that you like, the one from Risky Business and the one from I was about to call it Top Gear. What's it called?
Top Gun.
Top Gun. I was about to call it.
He's doing Top Gear just yet.
And, Top Gun. And, the one with the broad smile and the dark glasses, the one who absolutely oozes charisma no matter what's going on. It's him. So this is directed by Doug Liman, a very interesting director, made Swingers, Born Identity, Edge of Tomorrow, which I really liked and which somehow went under the, and then ended up coming out on video, retitled back to its original title, wasn't it? It was... because it's from Generation Kill and it was Live, Die, Repeat. Anyway, you're not obviously
you're looking at me.
You're not interested, so I'll move on. So, like Soderbergh, this has a kind of snappy feel to it. It's one of those partly true stories. It's one of those stories which you might have had a thing at the beginning that they had in American Hustle. More of this is true than you would think, although there's obviously the level of fantasy and an invention based on the real life story of TWA pilot who became a drugs and arms smuggler and ended up providing evidence for the DA. He held that actually he was enlisted by the CIA, and so Tom Cruise plays the pilot. He's a pilot. He's doing a little bit of small time smuggling of cigars. He's approached by Donald Gleason, who has the most perfect accent register of any actor. Actually, him and Saoirse Ronan, between them, you could literally say, do anywhere in the... I bet they would pronounce Charlize Theron's name...
Thron.
Charlize
Theron. We just found out it's
I know
Charlize
Theron's name correctly. Anyway, so he's in the airport and Donald Gleason comes up to him and says, "Oi, I want a word."
CIA owns this?
No. Independent aviation consultants.
IAC.
Yeah. You'd run the company, but after hours, you work for us.
Takes pictures?
The work is covert.
Covert.
So anyone finds out about it, family, friends, even Lucy. It's Lucy, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That'd be a problem.
Oh, this is legal?
If you're doing it for the good guys, yeah. Just don't get caught.
So essentially, the people who may or may not be the CIA provide him with his own airline and say, this is all yours, but you have to do jobs for us. And that involves filming communist insurgents in Central America. Then he gets mixed up with Pablo Escobar's drug men. He has to fly cocaine into the US. Then he gets told by the Donald Gleason character they want him to fly guns to the Contras in Nicaragua. Then he gets involved in... So the whole thing has one of those chaotic, absurdist, and then this led to this, and then this led to this, and then the money was piling in. We had so much money, we didn't know what to do with it. We're sort of filling up the walls. And it reminds me of a number of different movies. It reminded me of everything from Air America to War Dogs via Catch Me If You Can. It has something of the acceleration, although nothing of the depth or heft of Goodfellas. It is, oddly enough, in a week in which the caper movie of Steven Soderbergh, Logan Lucky, that's the right way around, isn't it? Mm. Logan Lucky is out. This could make a double bill with it. I mean, yes, it's inspired by a true story, but it's very flippant. It's very much to do with Tom Cruise doing that, 100 megawatt, smiling through the craziness of it all, and enjoying sort of playing a pilot again. It is. I thought that I was going to get tired of it, but I didn't, and I think an awful lot of that is down to the fact that Doug Liman has given it a sheen. He's given it a kind of pizzazz that makes it more fun than perhaps.
Is it an unusual choice for Tom Cruise?
No, it's actually almost a role that has Tom Cruise written all over it or right through it like a stick of rock. Because you go, the whole point about this character is he's the narrator character. He's speaking to us. He's telling us the story. And if you think of Tom Cruise in Jerry Maguire and Risky Business, all those things, that thing that he brings, whether you like Tom Cruise as an actor or not, and I have to say I have a soft spot for him when he's good, he does do that thing about grinning through the aviator shades and, and you go, oh, it's, and that's what that character needs, because otherwise you would just think, I'm sorry, I'm not interested in it. I mean, there's a Ted Demme film which has a sort of certain similarity to it, in which you don't care about the central character, who is, if I remember rightly, is played by Johnny Depp. You need a central character who basically says, come on board, I'm doing all this crazy stuff, stick with me, because this is and Tom Cruise is absolutely the person. So in as much as The Mummy could have been called Bad Tom Cruise, this could have been called Good Tom Cruise. It is fluff, and it's it's fairly insubstantial, but it's put together with a degree of, again, that word, dexterity, that makes it fly by, like the plane that Tom Cruise is flying. It flies by, it goes in one ear and out the other.